Barry, welcome back to Raith TV. How are you?
Yes, good. Good week's training, so looking forward to the game tomorrow.
It's been a back to reality week, isn't it? You have that week building up to the Celtic game. It's quite nice not to have the pressure of the league, but then of course once it's done and dusted out the way, all focus now until the end of the season is on the league campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was hopefully a good day out for the fans. The club obviously was financially very good, puts us in a good place for next season, which is good. Obviously, getting big cup wins at Falkirk helps that. So yeah, I mean, the league is the bread and butter. It's always in the forefront of my mind. So yeah, it's a game that we're really looking forward to tomorrow.
Once the game is over, the Celtic game is done and dusted, do you just look back at that, or do you just draw a line under it and not want to reflect on the Celtic game, or do you use it as an opportunity to try and take lessons and feed onto the players?
Well, I've been there a right few times myself. In all honesty, I was straight on to Partick Thistle on Sunday morning when I got up. I was doing my gym class and I was running through team scenarios in my head on Partick Thistle. So. So no, I was straight on the next thing. I think in football you've got to. I always look back at the game and see what we did and what we can do better and all the rest of it. But it's gone. You move on. We've got a huge game coming and we need to get ready for that.
Yeah, it's a huge game on Saturday, but of course you've mentioned it a few times in some of your interviews. A chance for you to sample what it's like to play at Starks Park, or what it's like to manage at Starks Park. We've got sort of 3 out of the next 4 games are at home. How important is that to have the home advantage in these games? Well,
it's good to see the fans. I've only been here once for the fans. It was a really tough game. It was not an indie game, so yeah. It's good to see our fans, and hopefully we can score some goals and get a smile on their face. And play the game in a manner that we can try and excite them.
From your own perspective, you know, you've been in the door a couple of months now, and you're looking at it and saying, knowing the Championship a bit better, and you were mentioning there during your gym classes working out team lines at Partick Thistle. Are you spending a lot of time assessing and working out what this league is like and what players you're going to be coming up against and how teams like to play? Yeah,
I think so. I think you get really different games. I mean, you can go to Hamilton away on an AstroTurf pitch, and then you go and play a Dunfermline on that pitch, which was unplayable for both teams. So there's different. You go down to a United. It's all different ways. So I think for me, you need to try and get a team that can cope in all different aspects of what the Scottish Championship brings. But yeah, I always look at the opposition. I always look at what they're doing, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how they want to play. How do we press them? How do we build against them? All these things that we look at: set plays, throw-ins. We look at all manner of different things. So, yeah, I've got a good grasp on Partick Thistle, I would say.
And of course, you know, the big changes in modern football from previously. It used to just be a manager and an assistant manager, or occasionally a first team coach as well. Now you have your own team full of backroom staff. You have analysts, sports scientists, physios and everything like that. So that must be a huge help to be able to give you as much resource as you could possibly get on your opposition and your own players as well.
Yeah, well, I think since I've came in here, the staff have been really good. I've enjoyed working with them. I'm just in myself. I wanted to get to know them all and see how they work and let them know how I work, show them how I want things done. They've jumped onto that pretty quickly. They've picked up exactly the needs that I'm looking for, because it takes a bit of time to get used to, and then we can start to evolve and move on to different things. But I must say that really hard-working people, I mean, including yourselves, everybody at the club have been extremely hard-working, similar to me. Good culture about the place. Everybody wants to muck in, and that's what brings success. So yeah, the staff have been very, very good.
And of course, closer to home, your players as well. It's given you an opportunity now. You've seen them at all levels playing, like you've mentioned, away to Hamilton, but also away to Celtic Park. You know, have you started to get a real grasp on the players that you've got in your squad and how you like to shape it up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've tried to settle on a few things, systems. When you come in as a football manager, you don't say, this is how I'm going to do it, this is the way I'm going to. Well, you do that. There's fundamentals and principles that I work to, but you've got to get the best out of what the team is. What is the right system for the team? What's been put in place here already? Because You've got to get the best out of what you think is here, rather than I want to come in and do that system, I want to do it there. No, you've got to find out what suits the team, where are we at in the season, all these different types of things. And what I've tried to build in them at the moment is a lot of habits, a lot of things that you've got to learn to do every day, and it becomes second nature. So that's all the things that we've been putting in. So, and also I still haven't seen 3 strikers at the club. I still haven't seen them 3 boys, 3 really good players. I haven't seen them. Obviously I see them working in the gym and that, and it's tough for them being out injured. I've been there myself as a player. So these are the ones that I've not seen yet, and we're probably not going to see for a while. So, but the other ones have been terrific. Work hard, good appetite for training every day, and yeah, they've been real good.
You talk about these fundamentals and habits and things like that. What is it that you really look for in players to have? What habits are you talking about? What do you like to see in your team?
Well, we like to run. We need to be good at pressing and counter pressing. We must make forward runs. Must be aggressive with the defensive line. All these things that we implement into them every day. Things, basics of football that sometimes you can forget about, and it's the old saying, isn't it? You can't build a house without a foundation. So it's a lot of probably things that will be different to what they've had before. It definitely will be different to what they've had before, but they're jumping on with it, and it's been some really tough games we've had, and obviously they've had a lot of change, so it is trying to settle them down a bit. And the performances, and I think everybody agree, especially Hamilton, Falkirk, even when I was watching some games back, there was a lot of teams getting 70% possession against us, and it's not been that since we've came in. We've changed that already. Not had all the results that we've wanted to get, but we look a lot more competitive. Our possession stats are coming up, and yeah, it's a lot of work to be done, but we're trying to move it in the right direction. Absolutely.
Well, you mentioned these boys in the gym who haven't been able to show themselves in front of you, but in terms of your squad going into Saturday's game, is there any sort of updates or anything like that you have?
No, not. We've got a couple of niggles that we're always having. I've tried to. Well, obviously I periodise my week. I'm trying to adapt it at the moment. We can't really work them the way I want to work them quite yet. So I can't pick up any more injuries. So we're trying. It's been a real balancing act with sports science and physios. Not trying to do everything I want to do. I've got to try and be careful and mindful of that. So, but no, we'll be okay. We've got a couple of niggles that we'll catch up on in the morning, but in the main we're okay fitness-wise, apart from obviously the big ones.
Yeah.
Sean Barron, Louis Vaughan, Callum Smith and Jack Hamilton. So 4 big players for us. They're the only ones that we're not going to have.
And looking ahead to the challenge against Partick Thistle, what kind of things are you expecting to get from these guys?
Listen, they'll be a good side. Chris Doolan's done a very good job there. They've mixed their systems up a wee bit. They've got good players. They've spent some money on good players in this league, and they will be dangerous. And I think where they are above us in the league as well, and that tells you the type of team and the challenge that we've got. But a challenge that we're looking forward to, one that we relish, one that we want to go and express ourselves in the game and try and win the game and take the game to them. And that's what we want to do tomorrow.
Absolutely, Barry. That's all we ask for. Thanks very much and all the very best.
Thank you.
Cheers.